Happy 2022 and welcome to Yoga with Dags, first class of the year. We're going to begin in Sukhasana, cross-legged pose. I'm going to use bricks to sit on, but you can sit right on the earth if you want, or if you want just a blanket. But let's just begin for a moment with our legs outstretched. And we're going to take our left leg and put the left ankle beneath the right knee, and then the right ankle beneath the left knee. And just take a moment to let your hips begin to open. And take a moment to find a nice length in your spine from tail to crown, allowing the spine to become tall and spacious. And just take a moment to land here in your body and in your practice. And we'll find our breath. So maybe just take a hand over your heart center and just connect to the heart for a moment and take a moment to gently notice your feeling state. Without any need to change it, just a simple observance of how you feel in this moment. And then a hand down on the belly. And begin to deepen your breath, allowing the breath to come in through the nose and out through the nose. And as you inhale, just feel your belly expand and your chest rise. And as you exhale, just allow yourself to let go. Letting go of your day, letting go of what's to come next, and moving into this present time with your breath, inhaling and expanding. Exhaling and letting go. A few more big breaths like that. Good. And then just letting your hands come down by your hips. Let's just walk that left hand out a little bit and take the right arm up and just come right up and over for a little side stretch. As you're doing this side stretch, see if you can just roll your heart upward a little bit and reach through the fingertips. Stay soft in the tops of your shoulders. And take a nice breath in and exhale that arm down. Second side, walking over, big breath in, and exhale up and over. Rolling the heart upward, stretching the shoulder open, relaxing the tops of your shoulders. Continuing with big breaths. Inhaling up to the center, exhaling the arm back down. And then we're going to inhale and we're going to bring the arms up, stretching up and exhaling them back down. And we'll just do a few more of those. Inhaling up, exhaling down. Inhaling up, exhaling down. Inhaling up, exhaling down. And then just taking the leg that's behind and putting it in front to change the cross of the hips. Let's inhale the arms up. On the exhale, just turn yourself to the left. Let the left arm drop behind, the right one to the outer knee for a little twist. As you inhale, Press down into your fingertips and grow taller. As you exhale, just gently pull yourself around to deepen the twist. Just staying with your breath. Inhale, growing the spine. Exhale, back to the center. And we'll go the opposite way. Inhale, sweep the arms out and up. Exhale, twisting this time to the right hand behind, left one to the outer knee. Inhale to grow taller. Exhale to revolve. Inhale, grow taller. Exhale, revolve. Inhale, grow taller. Exhale, return back to the center. Good. And then just taking the shoulders up as you inhale and exhaling them down and back a couple times. And the opposite way. Good. And then let's just take the legs out for a moment into Upavista. See if you can widen them as wide as is comfortable for you. And take a minute just to find the external rotation at the top of your thighs. So your inner thighs are rolling up and the outer ones are rolling down and under. See that your knees are going straight up to the sky and your toes are going straight up to the sky. And then just see if you can sit up nice and straight and tall. Interlace your hands, press your palms out and inhale them up. And then just see if you can press them up to the ceiling to just stretch the spine taller. Deep breath in and then exhale, release the arms out to the side. And then we'll take Badakanasana. So taking the bottoms of your feet together and just coming right up on the sitting bones, lifting right up and out of the sitting bones. See if you can lengthen your spine as tall as you can. Settle your front ribs back a little bit as the chest lifts up. And then maybe just gently bouncing through the legs like a butterfly. Letting the hips soften open. Good. And then taking your left leg as if it's just resting there, sweep in and get hold of your right one, like you're cradling a baby, and just open that hip up a little bit. As you do this, see if you can keep your spine nice and straight and tall. Good. And then allowing the bottom leg to be so that the shin is parallel with the top of your mat. Just gently place that right ankle on top of that left knee for a moment and just see if you can let the hips settle. The tendency is for this right sitting bone to pop up. So see if you can anchor it down and just breathe into that for a moment. Big breaths into any tightness that you may feel. Good, and then just release that foot down, allowing that shin to become parallel with the top of the mat. Scoop in to cradle this left hip and gently rock it open. Keeping your chest lifted and open, your face is soft, and the breath is making it all the way down into the lower belly, expanding the lower belly as you inhale, contracting the lower belly as you exhale. And then placing the ankle above the knee, trying to let your shins be stacked like firewood. Feeling the top of your femur bones roll open to open the hips. Let's let that settle for a moment. Good, and then gently releasing that foot forward. Let's just come into a little squat here for a moment. I'm on my bricks to support me, but you don't have to be if you don't want, but just squatting for a moment. As you squat, just see if you can lift the chest up. Good, and then we'll just come forward. We're gonna take the bricks out for now. And we're gonna come into cat-cow with breath. So just allowing your breath to move the body. Allow your palms to be beneath your shoulders, your knees slightly behind your hips in tabletop position. And as you inhale, lift your chin and lift your tail, drop your belly. As you exhale, take the tail down and under, drop the chin and arch the back. And just follow your own breath. Inhaling, chin and tail lift. Exhaling, chin and tail drop. A few more cycles with deep breath. And then just sitting back on your heels if you can for a moment. Let's just place the backs of our hands. You can come up a little bit off of your heels. Place the backs of your hands down and see if you can kind of straighten the arms and just lean back a little to counter stretch the wrists here. You might even sit back if it's comfortable, but just trying to counter stretch the wrists a little bit. Good. And then back into tabletop position. We're going to take a deep breath in. On the exhale, we're going to take our right leg back and try to get yourself nice and parallel with the earth from heel to crown. And then let the belly nestle up to the spine and then reach forward if it's comfortable with your left hand. And just find a nice breath in your super person pose here, being as long and strong as you can. Keeping the breath moving, you can place the hand back down. And then just stacking the hips, place the lifted leg on the floor, resting on the edge of the foot. You can kickstand back your standing leg foot a little if you want. And then just elongating the torso, trying to make the underside of the torso as long as the upper side, stretching the arm up for gate pose. Big breath in, turning that palm down. See if you can reach up and over, stretching all the way from the edge of the foot through the fingertips. And just opening everything up. And then inhaling that arm back up. When you're ready, if you want to try to ground through the shin of your standing leg and lift up the back leg for a baby Ardha Chandrasana. Good. Meanwhile, any amount that you can roll your torso up to the ceiling, go right ahead and do that. Maybe gently look up. Big breath in. Exhale that top arm down. And then we're going to come forward for pigeon. So just swinging that lifted leg forward, allowing your shin to come at an angle, and then stretching the back leg back. And just feeling for a levelness in your hips as best you can. Feeling the full front muscles of your back, the thigh and the back. Try to get the full front quadricep muscles on the earth. And then if you can come forward for a resting pigeon, just come forward, resting the head if you can. Sometimes gently rocking the hips can feel good here. You want to make sure the foot of the bent leg is flexed to protect the knee. And then just inhaling, coming back up, exhaling back into your tabletop position. And we're gonna do the second side. So nice deep breath in, and we'll exhale. And this time we're gonna take the left leg back. And just lift it up so it's parallel with your body. Staying strong in the standing leg. So you're thinking about lifting up from the outer knee to the outer hip of that standing leg and taking the outer hip in to level the hips, and then extending the right arm forward. Let your belly nestle to your spine. Let yourself be long and strong and filled with breath. Good, and then placing that hand back down, kickstand the standing leg back, stack your hips, plant the foot, and stretch up with the top arm. Really broaden through your heart center if you can here. Try not to dump down into the standing arm, just lifting up and out. And then palm can come down, really stretching all the way from the edge of the foot all the way through the fingertips, allowing the heart to roll up a little bit. Inhaling that arm up, exhale, lifting up with the leg for a baby Ardha Chandrasana on this side. Couple breaths here. When you're ready, top arm comes down, hips level to the floor, swinging the back leg forward for pigeon. Angling the shin, settling back to the back leg. And coming forward onto the forearms. Just feeling for nice even hips if you can. So your front hip is drawing back and the back hip is moving forward. Good, and inhaling to come up. And then let's take a child's pose. Knees are apart, big toes touch. Stretching the arms forward and just relaxing the head. If you want to tuck the arms back by the sides, you can do that. Yogi's choice. But meanwhile, just breathing deep into the belly. Good, and then inhaling back up to tabletop position. We're going to curl the toes under and exhale, take a downward facing dog by lifting the hips up. Maybe keep the knees bent first and lift the hips higher with bent knees. Really pressing your mat forward, lifting the hips up, and then descending the heels. Lift those hips up and reach from the top of the hamstrings down to the heels. Really aiming to be like an upside down V. Continuing to breathe. Good, and then we're just going to walk our hands back. Let the knees bend a little as you walk those hands back. And then once you're with your knees over your heels, just let yourself hang for a moment in ragdoll. You can interlace the elbows if that feels good. Just letting the knees be soft. You could say yes with your head or no. You could gently swing from side to side. Let the shoulders go. And then releasing the arms, let's just roll up one vertebrae at a time. So from the bottom of the spine, slowly stacking up to the top. All the way till your head, crown of your head goes up. Standing up nice and straight into mountain pose, Tadasana. Good. And then we're just gonna take a moment, finding alignment in our feet, lift your toes up and just spread them out. Spread them out nice and wide, reach them forward, reach the heels back, coming strongly into your feet. Take your arms out to the sides, roll your palms open, inhale the arms up, exhale them down, grounding through the feet, inhale them up, exhale them down, and one more, inhale up, exhale down. And I'm just going to set a brick up on either side of my mat for a triangle pose. So just coming, first we're going to step apart, not quite as far as triangle, and just turn your toes out to like 60-degree angle. Good. And then we're going to just practice squatting a little bit. And as we squat, notice that your knees are going out over your second or third toes. So what you don't want to do when you squat, you don't want to let your butt come out like that. We're going to just think about the butt coming down, rolling out at the tops of the thighs and letting the knees come out over the second and third toes. So we're going to do that again. The squat, drop the tail straight down, knees over the second and third toes. Let's bring the arms out here. Good. And then roll the palms open. We're going to inhale. We're going to come up, reach up. We're going to exhale, goddess pose. Good. We're going to do that a few times. Inhale up. Exhale, goddess pose. Cactus arms. Tailbone straight down, heart lifting. Inhale up. Really reach up, stretch up. Exhale, sink down. 2 more times. Inhale up. Exhale, sink. Inhale up. Exhale, sink and hold. Good. And just sit down there. Really sit down. Good. And then arms out and come on up. Good. And then we're going to get ready for triangle next. So step your feet apart, this time a little bit wider. We're going to, you would like to have your palms over your ankles if you can. And then we're going to turn our right toes in and roll from the top of the thigh, the left one out. See that your brick is behind your shin, between the ankle and the shin. And then just take a moment and legs are both straight, reaching out as far as you can, and then bring your hand down to your brick or to your shin. And this hand can just come on the waist for a moment. Legs are straight, and we're thinking about our front buttock or upper hip moving forward, and the back top of the thigh is moving back. The hips are coming toward one another, and we're lengthening our spine. And then you can bring the arm up. Let the neck be naturally long in line with the spine. And see if you can soften the expression on your face and find a sense of ease here. And maybe just observe what you're feeling in this moment. Press into your feet, inhale to come up. And then turning the left one, toes will come in, and we're going to roll the right ones all the way out. Charging the arms, we're going to reach and coming down to the brick. You can bring your top arm onto the hip if you like. Really take a moment to come into your feet, grounding through the back edge of the back foot. Think about taking that front. Once you're really grounded in the front foot, take that front hip forward and your back thigh back. And think about the spine lengthening out over that front leg, and then reach up. And find your breath. Elongate that spine. Be equal in both feet. Soften the tops of the shoulders and soften in your face. Pressing into the feet, inhale to come on up. And then turn both feet to face forward and step the feet together. Excellent. Okay. Let's just take a minute. Take a minute to roll the hips. Just opening them up a little bit. You can let the knees soften a little bit. This is just good for the lower back. It's good for the hips. Rolling them one way and then rolling them the other way. Good. Nice little rest there. And then we're going to step our feet apart again, nice and wide. We're going to do a little work with warrior pose now. So, okay, so we're going to turn in again through the right toes, out through the left toes. Charging the arms out to the side. We're going to bend this front one until we can only see the big toe, no other toes. Good. And then there's a nice grounding through this back leg. The back leg is strong. And then let's just turn the palms up. We're going to inhale up and stretch up, straightening that front leg, and then exhale, palms down, warrior two. Inhale up, straighten. Stretch up, exhale down. And a few more of those, really using the breath to move, inhaling up. Exhaling down, sink down into the pose. Inhaling up. Exhaling down, sink down into the pose. And hold. Soften the tops of the shoulders. Turn and look out over the front fingertips. Spreading through the heart center. And then straightening that front leg. Turn those toes in and step our happy feet together. Good. And then we'll do the second side. Nice big step apart. Turning the right toes in, rolling the left ones out. Good. Really roll it out from the top of the thigh. Spread the arms, big breath in. Exhale, release to warrior two. See that you can see your big toe, not your little toes, and ground through the outer edge of that back foot and just expand yourself. Good. Palms roll up. Let's inhale up. Reach up, stretch up, exhale, palms down, warrior two. Palms up, inhale. Reach up, really stretch up, exhale, palms down, sinking in. Two more times, inhale up. Use your breath, deep breaths, exhale down. And one more. Sinking into that posture. Turn, look out over that front hand. Sinking down. Inhale, straighten the front leg. Turn both feet to face forward. And step our happy feet together. Good. Okay. So next we're going to practice coming into half moon. So this time you don't have to widen your legs so far. We're going to turn those back toes in, roll the front ones out again. And just, we're going to think about bending the knee, get a hold of your brick, and then with this knee bent, put your brick about a foot to a foot and a half in front of you, and slightly behind the foot. And then when you're ready, you're going to just see if you can lift that back leg up. I'm very close to the wall. So I get to use the wall for balance, I guess. So try to straighten that leg and lift that leg up. Once you've lifted the leg up, If you can, I'm just going to move back a little bit. If you can, think about stacking your hips one on top of the other. So that's like you're rolling your heart open any amount. And trying to stay strong in your standing leg. And if you can bring the arm up, bring the arm up. When you're ready, bend the knee and step out. Good. Now we'll try that on the other side. So turning back leg in, front leg out, bend, get hold of your brick. Put the brick about a foot to a foot and a half in front. Straighten that leg, lift the leg. This might be enough just to practice this. If you want to stack the hips and start to roll open, go right ahead. If you can lift the arm up, go right ahead. And just being with this pose. Again, the front hip is moving forward and the forward that way into the room. And the back thigh is moving back. When you're ready to come out, bend the front knee and just gracefully step back and come on out. Good. And turn both feet to face forward and step the feet together. Good. That was fun, right? Next, we're going to do a forward fold with wide legs. So widening our stance. We're just going to come forward with a long, straight spine. Bring your hands out in front of you and lengthen your spine forward. And then maybe just let yourself calm down. You can walk the hands back between the feet. See that your feet are parallel. So the toes, the heels can be slightly out, the toes can be slightly in. And just let go here for a moment. As you let go, connect to your breath and find a smoothness and a steadiness in your breath. And then walking the hands forward. You can heel toe in a little bit. Hands to the tops of your thighs. Inhale up with a long straight spine. And step your feet together. And then let's just clasp our hands behind our back. Feet can be hip width apart. Let's take a big breath in. Roll the shoulders down the back. Slightly taking the hands away from the back. Big breath in. On the exhale, let the knees soften a little bit as you come forward. And just take those arms up any amount. Stay soft in the tops of the shoulders and release the neck. And take a few nice big breaths there. Look at your feet. Notice if they're parallel and make them nice and parallel. When you're ready, inhale, come all the way up, this time into a little back bend. And exhale back to the center, releasing those arms. And just release. All right, let's do one balance as well, I think. So for starters, we're just gonna really ground down through our right foot. And you might decide to just, again, we're gonna find that external rotation. You might decide just to put that foot down at the ankle. Or you might decide you wanna bring it up higher on the calf or on the thigh. The only place you do not wanna put it is on your knee. And just take a minute here once you come into your tree pose. And you can kind of decide if you want to bring your arms out to the side for balance, or maybe make the cactus arms. You could have the hands in prayer position or up. But just continue to breathe. And then release the arms if you have them. Release the legs. And just take a moment to Notice the difference from side to side in the legs. Notice what you feel. And then we'll do the second side, grounding through the left. It always helps to look straight ahead at something that's not moving, finding an external rotation, and then deciding if you want to go low, medium, or high with your leg. Lifting up through the breastbone. See if you can feel a levelness in your hips. And then arms can come out to the side if you want. You can inhale them up. You could take cactus arms. Just taking another breath or two. Easy breaths. Releasing the arms, releasing the legs, and just shaking out the standing leg. Good. All right, so we're going to come on down. And we're going to just take a nice little Ardha Navasana. So first, just get hold of your shins and sit up nice and straight. And when you're ready, we're going to just tip back so that we're balancing on our tail. We're going to try not to let ourselves curl in, but stay nice and long and straight in the spine. And see if you can get your shins parallel to the earth. And maybe you can start to straighten the legs. Sometimes I hold on like to the back of my thighs as I try to straighten. It's helpful to bring your belly into your spine and keep lifting through the chest. If you feel like you can bring the arms up. You can always modify and keep the shins parallel with the earth instead. Good. And then just bring the legs down. Let's inhale and sweep the arms out and up. And exhale forward into a forward fold. Maybe you can reach your toes and gently bring them back towards you. If you don't reach the toes, that's okay. You can hold the ankles, but still bring, or the shins, still bring the toes up and back as you surrender forward. Inhale to come up. And then let's just exhale and bend the knees, placing the feet hip width apart and the arms behind. See that your fingertips are moving forward. Take a big breath in and then exhale up into a reverse table here. So your ankles should land under your knees and your palms under your shoulders, and you can let the head go back if you want, or you can keep it up. Let's see if you can bring yourself into a tabletop position, reversed here. And find a nice, beautiful, easy breath. See if you can soften through the buttocks as you lift the hips. Lift the chest. And then slowly bring it right back down. And then we'll just take a moment and release our wrists, one direction and the other. We'll take a moment and stretch our neck. So just come into a cross-legged pose for a moment and gently drop your ear down to your shoulder. And then maybe gently use your hand to guide that ear toward the shoulder. And as you do that, gently press the head into the hand. Good, and then gently release the hand down. Inhale the head back to center. Exhale, release everything. And then a deep breath in. On the exhale, we're going to take the right ear to the right shoulder. Maybe use this opposite hand to reach out through the fingertips. And then taking the hand up to the head to deepen the stretch. And then feeling the head move against the hand to deepen the stretch. Broadening through your heart space and your collarbones, continuing to reach out through these opposite fingers. Nice neck stretch without straining, just breathing into it. And then releasing the hand first. Inhale back to the center. Good, and we'll just gently drop the chin to the chest and gently roll the head in one direction. Continuing with soft breath. Pausing chin to chest and reversing direction. Finding the full range of motion. And as you go back, don't just drop the head back, but take it up and back. And then just bringing that to stillness. All right, and from here, we're gonna lie down for a moment. And see if you can keep the knees bent. And get your feet along the edges of your mat. So knees are bent, feet along the edges of the mat and arms out to the side. And then just gently drop the knees off to the left. Inhale them up to the center. Exhale, drop them off slowly to the right. Keeping the feet glued to the edges of your mat. Lingering as long as it feels, but when you're ready to transition, using the breath to inhale up and the breath to exhale down. Side to side, like windshield wipers. You can go faster or slower, whatever feels good. Just allowing the movements to open your hips up. Good, and then inhaling up, and then just hug the knees to the chest as you exhale. Taking a breath into that. If there's any last little movements you'd like to do before we go into Sukhasana, take a moment to do them. Whatever little stretch you might want to do. And then taking up the full space of your mat. Let the legs come out, stretch forward, arms by the sides. And just begin to soften. Lengthening the letting go through the exhalations. Relaxing your face, your ears, your forehead, releasing your jaw, your cheekbones, teeth, tongue, relaxing your throat and the muscles of the neck, your shoulders, arms, forearms, and hands. Releasing your hips, your lower back, buttocks, thighs, calves, feet, relaxing the upper back, middle back, lower back, belly, letting go, just allowing this body to melt into sweetness and serenity. Openness, releasing, softening. Just bearing gentle witness without any attachment. And as you rest, I'm just going to read a little bit from Eckhart Tolle, The Power of Now. Observe the many ways in which unease, discontent, and tension arise within you through unnecessary judgment, resistance to what is, and denial of the now. Anything unconscious dissolves when you shine the light of consciousness on it. Once you know how to dissolve ordinary unconsciousness, the light of your presence will shine brightly, and it will be much easier to deal with deep unconsciousness whenever you feel its gravitational pull. However, ordinary unconsciousness may not be easy to detect initially because it is so normal. Make it a habit to monitor your mental and emotional state through self-observation. Am I at ease in this moment? Is a good question to ask yourself frequently. Or you can ask, what's going on inside of me at this moment? But at least be interested in what goes on inside of you as it happens, as interested in what's going on inside of you as what happens outside. If you get the inside right, the outside will fall into place. Primary reality is within, secondary reality is without. So gently asking yourself, am I at ease in this moment? I'm just noticing. When you're ready, you can begin to increase your breath and maybe take a stretch as if you were waking up in the morning, stretching any part that feels tight. And gently make your way to your right side. And with a nice big breath, just press up to find a seat, either cross-legged or on your back. And we'll take our hands to our heart, connecting to that place of feeling, that place of infinite possibility, of light, of consciousness, that place of love within us, in our heart center. Namaste. Thank you so much for practicing with me today, and happy 2022. Looking forward to a fun year.